All right. So welcome everybody. Thank you for being here with us today. We know you could be anywhere else and doing anything else, but you chose to be here. So thank you. We are so grateful. So I have some amazing friends on here with me today that are all going to be sharing some of their favorite tips and things that we do for using Thieves cleaning products to dust and shine our entire house with Thieves. It's amazing the money saving and time saving hacks that these products have brought into our lives. So I'll introduce myself for those of you that don't know me. My name is Michelle Clark. I have been with Young Living a little over 5 years now, and it has completely changed how we do health and wellness in our house. I had no clue the impact it was going to have. When we got started, I just had some health issues that I was trying to address, and I was just looking for more natural means of doing so. And then it took us down this whole rabbit hole of, oh my gosh, what am I cleaning my house with? Oh, I never let my kids clean with like Clorox or the wipes or any of that because I knew it was not good for them. But I had no clue how bad it was for us. So it just opened up a whole door into what we're bringing into our home, the kind of cleaning products. So now I can say it's been a process over time, but we are a completely non-toxic home as far as what we diffuse, what we clean with, all that good stuff. So we're going to share some of that with you today. And for those of you, it would be interesting if you typed in the comments if you're already using Young Living and Thieves Household Cleaner, and if you're not. And it's totally okay if you're not. This is just for education and here for you to learn, but it'll help us also in sharing with you today. So if you are not with Young Living yet, we want to tell you why you would want to choose Young Living over any other company, or why we chose Young Living over any other company. And basically it boils down to our seed to seal guarantee. And so you can go to www.seedtoseal.com and it tells you all the information about it. But for me, when I was doing my research when we got started, that's what it boiled down to, because they control everything as far as the ground that our oils, the seeds are planted in, how the seeds are harvested, and how they're taken care of. Everything is completely safe and non-toxic, and there's testing upon testing when they distill oils. And this, it not only goes for our oils, but every single product that Young Living puts out and leaves the warehouse adheres to our seed to seal guarantee. So for me as a mom, mom of girls and a mom of fur babies, that was super important because everybody in my house benefits from these products. We're all walking on the same floors. We're all eating off the same counters. We're all, I want it to be safe and healthy for everyone in my house. So that's what did it for us. But like I said, you can look into more information on that on your own too, and they'll get into more of the technical details of it. So Thieves. As you can tell, Young Living has Thieves essential oil, but that oil is so amazing that we have a whole line of products created just around Thieves essential oil. So it's really cool. So today we're going to tell you a lot about our Thieves Household Cleaner and a lot of the hacks that we use with that, but I'll give you a little backstory on Thieves and why it's so special to us. So legend is back in the 15th century, there were this group of people, and they were going around and they were robbing the bodies of the dead and dying from the plague. However, they were carrying these herbs and spices with them to keep themselves nice and well so they didn't get sick while they were doing this. And when they got apprehended, they gave the list of herbs and spices that they used to stay well. And guess what that is? It is the ones that make up our amazing Thieves blend. It is rosemary. I'm sorry, my cat is distracted. I don't know if you guys can hear him. He wants to be part of the call too. He loves Thieves cleaning products and hanging out while we clean. Anyway, so Thieves has lemon, rosemary, eucalyptus, clove. Oh my gosh, and what am I forgetting? Okay, so if you forget, if you have one of those moments like that.
Rosemary.
Rosemary, thank you. I said it's also listed on your bottles. If you don't know, you can go to your bottles and it's all listed there. So those 5 oils make up our Thieves essential oil blend, which is so great. It's an oil that this time of year, so one way to start off with cleaning your home, we're talking about dusting and shining, cleaning our homes. You want to clean the air in your home. Okay, and one easy way to do that is with a diffuser. So what we do is I typically put, now we've been diffusing for a long time. If you're just starting off, start small, but we do about, 10 to 15 drops of Thieves in our diffuser. And then you add the water, and then I set it on intermittent so it diffuses all day long. And it is helping to clean the air in our home. It's also amazing for your immune system. So, year round, we have this one going in at least one of our diffusers. Another way that we use it on our bodies to help keep our bodies nice and well is we make a little roller. So I'm going to show you that really quick, even though it's not necessarily clean, but it is important for your body. So they have these little roller bottles that you can buy on Amazon. You can buy, there's tons of amazing cute links on Etsy and tons of other places. So this is a 10 milliliter roller bottle, and it comes with a little roller top, which you can take the top off. So we like to add about, again in here, I do about maybe 15 drops of Thieves. Now I will tell you, everybody in my house, I have an 11-year-old and a 13-year-old, and then my husband and I. So, you can make them a little bit stronger, or if you have young kids, I'm not even really counting this, but if you have young kids, you would want to dilute a lot more. So definitely check that out. And some of our girls on here with younger ones can probably post in the comments their recipes of how many drops they use for their little bitties. And then you're going to want a carrier oil. This is one of my favorites. I like fractionated coconut oil, but you can use anything: grapeseed oil, almond oil, jojoba oil, rosehip seed oil. The list can go on and on. But I like this one because it's got a small little squirter. There's our noisy boy. That you just fill it up, and then once it's full, you pop your lid on. We'll try not to make a mess here, and you're good to go. So this is one that we will use up and down our spines and on the bottom of our feet or the back of our neck. So that's a great little recipe that you can have in your little oily arsenal. One other way that I love to use the essential oil. So we have our Thieves essential oil that we use here that is labeled for diffusing and topical use. But Thieves also comes in our white vitality label, which means it's one that can be ingested. I like to use this Thieves Vitality. I will do a little caveat and say the oil in this bottle and the oil in this bottle are exactly the same oil, just a different label so we can be compliant when we're talking about it. So when I'm talking about using Thieves ingesting, I'm going to always show my Vitality bottle. So Thieves Vitality, I do 1 drop of Thieves, 2 drops of lemon, about a tablespoon of honey, because I like honey, and hot water to make a wellness tea. So that's something else I like to do and drink in the evenings for my body, just to add another little boost to our wellness regimen. So I'll post that recipe in the comments too, so you guys have it. Those are just some of my fun little tips on Thieves and the Thieves essential oil, and how, different ways you can use it in your home. And I'm going to now pass it on to Anna Lee, and she is going to share with us, all the way from South Africa, some of her favorite tips.
Hi, everybody. And as Michelle said, I am Annalie and I'm in South Africa, so I apologize for the darkness. The sun has set already, and I put my brightness up on my laptop to try and bring some light on the situation. But it's not about me, it's about the awesomeness I'm going to share about. So let's dive right in. I've been with Young Living for just over a year. I'm waiting for my loyalty bottle to come now. I'm very excited. Yay! And I started off thinking, oh my gosh, how cool. It's not in South Africa yet. Let me get a jump start on this. And then actually got the products and fell in love. So I'm like stuck for life now. So I know someone just said that they've only just gotten a starter kit with Thieves in it. So welcome. You're going to be hooked for life. And it's going to be amazing. And you're going to be so grateful that you did. So I wanted to tell you about a few of the on-the-go kind of Thieves products that they are. I am a mom. I am 28 and a half weeks pregnant, and I also have a daughter who is 8 and a bit, and we homeschool even when it's not quarantine. We homeschool by choice. We go on lots of adventures, and we're always out on field trips, and we're going to play areas and meeting with friends and doing all sorts of stuff. And kids are gross. They're so gross. Not mine, of course. Mine's an angel. Just kidding. She's also like, she's always full of dirt. Dirty kid is a happy kid, right? However, there are some disgusting things out there. And so we just try and help out wherever we can, right? So one of the really cool things that I like is the Thieves wipes. And let me tell you what this is just not for. And I'll tell you how I found that out. This is not a makeup wipe. Yeah. This is more like the alternative for those other wipes that you buy to clean your toilets with and things like that. I don't know if we're doing brands here. I won't say it, but you know that like cylindrical shaped thing with the wipes to clean toilets and surfaces and stuff. Yeah, this is your alternative for that. I tried it on my face before I read the label. Read labels, people. I usually always read labels, but I never have to do that with Young Living because I'm like, everything's safe, but it's safe for different things. So, yeah, I quickly had to put like my beautiful facial serum over my face to act as a carrier oil to remedy using this as a makeup wipe, and also not diaper wipes. So toilets, everything like that, great. Surfaces, great. I recently read that those other wipes I was talking about, you have to actually clean a surface first and then you use those wipes significantly where it's really, really wet, and then leave it for 30 seconds, and then it's like all these millions of steps, and then you're actually supposed to clean it afterwards because it's not safe. So that's kind of creepy. So this is just like, it says on here, directions, ideal for use on door handles, toilet seats, and anywhere undesirable organisms may be present. I'm good with that. You know what I mean? For those of you who don't know, my husband travels a lot for work when it's not lockdown. He usually has to fly to work and back again every 10 weeks. So this is great as well for wiping down the armrests on the plane. If you're going to public restrooms with your kids, and oh my gosh, those are horrid places, you're good, you're covered. And another nice backup with that is also the Thieves spray. You know, for when you're going grocery shopping, and those handles are so gross. Yeah, it's all the gross people, man, all the gross things. People are weird. You know, you see those like fail things on like Facebook and whatever, and they show how these people do really gross things, and you're like, oh my gosh. And now I'm touching those things that those gross people are touching. Yeah, this is your friend. This is the Thieves spray. And so, yeah, magical stuff, man. Just spray it. I even do it now when we've been to the store. And even though I've used the sanitizer on my hands, I'll then put this like on my steering wheel before driving. Things like that. So it's really great for any kind of thing like that where you just need a quick little spray. If in doubt, just spray it, right? So these kind of go hand in hand. You can sort of go between the two. Depending on what your needs are, you can either give it a wipe or a spray or whatever. This is actually 72% alcohol or ethanol in it. So that's really good, because I know everyone's really concerned about the content being above 70% these days. And yeah, I think we're going to be showing a video on that later, so I won't give it. Yeah, so I really, really love this stuff. It's really, really helpful. And then, of course, like my all-time favorite, and I talk about this stuff constantly because I I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't like hand sanitizer in general. Here, before we had lockdown, people were already requiring you to have hand sanitizer when you walk in the door. And I keep my hand sanitizer in the cute little animal things that I think just came back in stock in the US market. And I got it for free last year with one of the orders. It came with as an ER freebie. But it's really amazing because, okay, so I have some that are in my car that are not in the containers, but this I keep on me, like attached to me. But that time I went into the store and they just, I was like, oh, fine, I'll just use theirs. By the time I left, my skin was raw on the top of my hand from the dryness and the itchiness from the hand sanitizer that they had provided for us to use. So that just made me like wake up again and realize how grateful I am for, you know, Young Living's ones, because this one I actually, when I laugh because I never in my life ever thought that I would compliment the smell of a hand sanitizer, but this smells phenomenal. Not only that, but it feels magical on your skin. It's like, it's so soft and it just really feels good on your hands, which no other hand sanitizer has ever done that for me. If you found one, great. I have not until now, obviously. And I love that it's so small and compact and I can just toss it in my bag. I've got one sitting in my center console in my car. So I really, really love it. And yeah, we're very upset when we don't have it with us when we go to the store. Because I don't want to have to subject myself to that, to the other ones again. But yeah, it smells so good. And I love that even a few hours after I've used it, you know, if I go to like put my hair behind my ears or something, I'm like, oh my gosh, my hand smells so good. It's the weirdest thing because, as I said, it shouldn't, because it's hand sanitizer and it does the job of a hand sanitizer, but it's got that like fresh, lemony, pepperminty Thieves goodness to it. I love it. And what's really amazing is that you can also get the refills for it, which usually comes in this. So I really love it because, I mean, you can see how much I've used of this. Don't mind my lack of a manicure. So I've got 4 of these little bottles, and I mean, it's obviously being used fairly frequently now, but now we can just go ahead and fill it up, and it's lasting us forever, and we're not wasting small little plastic bottles. This, I mean, I can't believe how long this has actually lasted us. If you're getting the bigger size now, they did run out of the big size bottle, but they still had the product. So they're like, well, okay, we'll suck it up for a bit and just make a plan. And they made such a smart plan. And what they did is if you've ever seen the V6 bottles, they're now putting it in this bottle. So, oh, there you go. Hannah's showing us. So it's this label on this bottle, okay? So it's really cool because they just made a plan to not have us hanging without our good hand sanitizer and subjecting us to the raw skin disgustingness that comes from the other ones. So yeah, I'm such a huge fan of these because, like, I mean, what would we do right now? And with all the kids and all the horrible, gross people out there, and there's lovely ones too, and I'm not talking about them, I'm talking about the gross ones. So yeah, that's, I mean, it's really weird because I'm particularly passionate about this hand sanitizer. It's really weird. Like my sister-in-law commented on it the other day. She's like, wow, you really, really like that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I really, really do. It's really weird. But yeah, I'll pass it over to Tracy now because Tracy's got some really cool info for us. So I'll stop talking now and hand it over.
Great information. Thank you so much. That hand sanitizer that she's talking about, it's amazing. It really is. And you only need a teeny tiny amount, right? So it lasts forever. All right, so I am going to tell you, of course, Thieves Household Cleaner, because that stuff, it's amazing. And I started using a little background we started back in 2015. And it was actually, I started with the oils because they were helping my son with some issues in our family. But like Michelle said, this whole new world of low tox and non-toxic cleaning opened up, and I had no idea. Because I had a cleaner for everything, and it had all the artificial fragrances. I mean, when I started throwing stuff out, I was like, oh my gosh. And reading the ingredients, if you look up each individual ingredient, you're like, oh, I had no idea. And I was using it for years, no idea. So wherever you are, it's okay, because, you know, we learn and go from there. So I decided to start switching things out slowly. Some stuff was slow, depended. But I like my cleaners I got rid of, because this Thieves Household Cleaner cleans everything. Like, it's replaced everything in my house, which, number one, freed up a lot of space. And number two, we can breathe easy. So when I would clean the bathroom, you know, when you're barefoot or you're stepping in it, you're getting it on your hands, you're breathing it in. And, you know, sometimes when you're cleaning and you had to put your shirt over your nose or a mask on because it was so fumy, you don't have to do that. Your house really, really smells good. And it's it's good for your health. You don't have to worry about your little kids, your little babies. You know, the little toddlers loves to help clean so they can have their bottles. I think Hannah or somebody mentioned that they have a little spray bottle they can help. Now, when they get to be teenagers, they don't want to clean so much. So you may as well enjoy it while they're little. And your pets. So we have cats and dogs, and we diffuse and we use it, and we have for years, no issues. Plus, they're not absorbing all those chemicals in their paws and on their fur when they're laying on the ground. So, oh, so much better, so much. And it smells like Christmas in a bottle. And you can boost it if you want. You can add whatever oil you want that you like better, that you like lemon or cinnamon or anything you want to smell better. But I just like it as it is. So I take 1 capful of this and I put in this 16-ounce bottle. I believe it's 16 ounces. And then I fill it with a distilled or filtered water. I don't like to use tap water because our tap water is like, I don't know it's not the cleanest. So 1 capful, and it cleans everything. It's like an all-purpose cleaner. You can make it stronger if you want to. Sometimes I do for the bathrooms, and you can make it less for window cleaner. And we have all these recipes we're going to share with you, so you can adjust it however you want it. Super easy. I mean, it cleans everything. You can clean granite countertops. I clean my wood floors with it. Every single surface, my bathrooms, my toilets, my sinks, all of it. I use it to clean my son's wheelchair. We've used it to clean cars. I can't clean out the inside of my car with that, so it's not any of the nasty chemicals there either, because you're sitting and breathing and touching everything in your car. A little tip on these, what I like to do, I just poke a little hole here and it pours out a little bit easier versus dumping out. So just a little tip. And another thing I did, so I've started because I've really been using it to clean everything. Like, especially now, I think I've cleaned more than ever these past several months. So I've been really stocking up on the big ones because I am so sorry. I've also used it, like I'll throw a squirt in my laundry. So I've started keeping like my old dish soap, and I just fill that with my Thieves cleaner and I squirt some in my laundry. Or I'm going to, can use that since I have the big ones now. I'll just use that under the sink and keep the cap. So many different ways you can use it. Just some little tips I've learned. And like I said, we will share some of the recipes. You can also make a dusting spray and a furniture polish with it. I have these. I tend to just either dust or just use the regular Thieves cleaner, to be honest, but I do have them and I've used them. I like the dusting spray better. It's lighter. And let's see, Thieves Soft Scrub. This stuff I use a lot. It cleans like your sinks and your tubs and the glass ceramic tops of your stove. It cleans inside the oven, everything. It's gentle. It's like baking soda, Thieves cleaner, vinegar, and lemon. I believe that's it, but I'll share this recipe. Easy, non-toxic, not like the other brands that are out there. So I just scoop some and put it right in my sink. Oh, it's also good, like when you've been cooking and you have like grease, or if you've made some DIY items where you have the beeswax, it'll scrub that all right off. So that's a great thing to have on hand. Let me see, what else am I talking about now? I know we're going to talk about some other stuff. You can also use it to clean stainless steel, just everything, your windows, you name it. It's good stuff, and it's safe and non-toxic. And you don't have to worry about your kids. Plus, you're actually saving money. At least I am, because I had a cleaner, like I said, cleaner for everything. So you're saving money and it lasts forever. So, all right, now I'm going to pass it on to, who's talking next? Annalie, are you talking about your floor cleaner, or Michelle? Somebody's.
I was going to just quickly mention the floor cleaner, because here in South Africa, we do the old school mop and bucket type of way of cleaning floors. We don't have like, I so miss my mop in the US, the shark thing or whatever it was called. But yeah, it's the old school mop and bucket. You put the mop in the bucket, squeeze it out, and go to town on the floors. So there's no air conditioning, there's no whatever, it's just old school. And so what we do is when I clean the floors, I use the leftover water to water all the indoor plants. And if there's leftover, then it's the outdoor plants. A couple of years ago, we actually had drought here and water restrictions. And so that really came in handy for that. So yeah, I had to mention that. And also just a side note with the kids cleaning the house, I remember my daughter just like being up against the window like this when I had her cleaning one of the windows, and she's going like this. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful that it's Thieves Cleaner and not any other stuff. But yeah, so that's my trick with, if you have leftover water from cleaning something, then you can use that water for your plants and they thrive on it and they don't die. Which says a lot for me because I don't have a green thumb at all. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay, great tips. I love that. And I've even started, after we did our oily underground where we talked about gardening, I've started using even my Thieves Household Cleaner spray that I clean everything in my house with in my flower beds and on my plants, which is super cool. And so I just love that I can use it for everything. But I'm going to share with you one of my favorite like recipes that whenever someone, I forget who originally posted it, but I was like, this is genius. Like, why did I never think of this? So it is a tub and shower cleaning wand. And I've got a little cup here just because I'm at my computer and I'm sure I'm going to make a mess, but I'm going to show you how super easy it is to make. So you just get one of these scrubby wands, and you can change these heads out as they get gross, because they're going to get gross. But all you're going to need is the Thieves dish soap. And I will post, or somebody will post, the actual recipe in the comments. So I'm one of those people with DIY things that I don't really follow the recipe. Like once I make it once and I'm like, oh, okay. I just kind of go with what feels right. So we're going to just go with what feels right here, but someone will give you an actual recipe in the comments for those of you that like the recipe and like to be the rule followers on that. Okay. So I'm going to start with the Thieves dish soap, and I just kind of like squirt it in here. We'll see how much of a mess I make. You want to start with the Thieves dish soap first. That's the first thing you put in, because this does leak out. So if you start with a household cleaner, it's going to just start dripping out. So do your dish soap first. I have a little bit left in here, so it's taken a minute. Like I said, and I just kind of like add what I think. After that, you're going to take your Thieves household cleaner. Let's see if I can get it open. All right. Super easy to use, and hopefully this doesn't make a mess. But then I just add some of this in here. I think the recipe actually calls for like 3 caps of it. Again, I just pour until my little heart's content and it makes me happy. And then I'm going to take this later once I get back to a sink and fill the rest with water. And you just like scrub and go. And it cleans tubs so well. It cleans bathroom tile. I guess you could do the floors with it, but like in the shower, you know how the grout will get kind of gross. It'll clean it right up and make it so nice and pretty and shiny again, just like new. Bathroom sinks, any of that stuff. And it's so easy. Like I've got one in our bathroom. My girls have one in there. So you can just like clean and go, and you can keep it like in a little something to store it in so it's not leaking all over. But that's one of my favorite little easy DIY recipes. So I hope that helps somebody. It makes life easier. Okay, and I think I'm passing it to Hannah next, right?
I think so. We'll go with it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about like laundry tips. I am a mom of 2, and they're both really little right now, so I do not have time to mess around. It's like get the laundry in, get it out, move on to the next task. So yeah, we don't do complicated around here. What we do is the Thieves laundry soap, and the whole reason I love this stuff, like I do not stop talking about it, is because my son had really, really bad eczema, like terrible. He would just scratch and scratch and scratch until it bleed. And he did that since he was probably about 6 months old. And I just thought, like, what on earth do you do? You're a new mom. He was my first baby. I was like, I have no clue what I'm doing. So I asked his doctor, and his doctor's like, oh, that's normal. They all kind of have that bumpy rash thing. And I was like, okay, but something inside said that's, even if it's normal, something's wrong. So I went to my naturopath, which I hadn't brought him to yet. And I asked him, and he's like, that's not good. Like his skin is trying to tell you there's something wrong. So you need to like really pay attention to that. And he asked me, well, what kind of laundry soap do you use? And I was like, oh, I just use, the typical brand that everybody uses that I grew up with. Comes in a little orange container. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, this is normal, is what we use. And I said, yeah, and I even use that little, like the baby laundry soap that's made for babies. Because I thought, well, maybe his stuff accidentally got in with mine, and that's what's causing the problem. So then I was like really, really focused on using the baby laundry soap. Well, he seemed to have even more issues with that. And I was like, what is going on? So my naturopath's like, no, do not use that stuff. It's terrible. It's got all this fragrance stuff in it. If he's even a little bit sensitive, this will like overstimulate his body to the point where he'll overreact. So I was like, oh, great. Now what? Like I bought this huge container of this laundry soap, and now I got to find something else. So he didn't tell me a specific brand. He just said, go find something natural that doesn't have, all kinds of fragrance and that sort of thing in it. So I was brand new, had no clue what I was doing. I was like, okay, first of all, I haven't used anything but these 2, so I don't even know what to look for. So I went to the natural food store thinking they'll have like the best option out there. Bought 3 different kinds. He broke out with every single one. So then I was kind of like, okay, I'm fed up with this because I just wasted how much money? Because, the bottles are like super tiny and they're really expensive at the natural food store. I'll just give you a heads up on that. And it wasn't working. And I was like, great. So I went back to him again, and I was like, okay, I tried these ones. They're not working. He's like, well, did you read the label? And I was like, well, it said fragrance free on it. Well, it said that, but when you go read on the bottom, it's natural fragrance. There's no such thing. Like that's not even, those 2 words do not go together. So I was like, okay, great, wonderful. But I had just started Young Living, and I was like, I'm done with this. We have to do something else. So I heard a friend talking about this for her kid because he had super sensitive skin. And I thought, I know it's expensive because this bottle's like, what, $30, I think, but you can make 3 bottles with it. And it says 64 loads because you use a tiny little bit. But I just put it in a pump bottle because my husband helps do the laundry, and I tell him 3 pumps and he's done because it has to be simple. If it's I tried marking on here and it was not working. So we do the pump bottle. But I was like, okay, fine. I will try this. This is still cheaper than going out and buying 3 more brands to try. So I thought it's worth a try. Within the first week, I kid you not, the first week of washing his clothes, his skin started to clear up. And I thought, that's weird. Like, is that actually a real thing? So I kept doing it because I thought, well, finally we're getting somewhere. So this stuff was like the major change we made. We also made some diet changes, and I started a probiotic with him, which I was a new mom. I had no clue that you were supposed to give your kid a probiotic. Zero clue. Like, I was like, oh, you know, like you give it to them when they're sick was my thought. Like when they go on antibiotics, then you give them that to like boost their system back up. But you're actually supposed to give that to them all the time because it supports their gut, which is why you have a lot of times like skin issues coming out, is because your gut is having issues. So long story short, only thing we use, only thing that works for him. My brand new baby has only used this and he hasn't had any issues. And I'm like, whew, it's such a relief, because you as a new mom feel very like the worst person ever when your kid is just like scratching and they're crying and you can't get it to stop, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll put lotion on, maybe that'll help, when you're actually making it worse because you're using toxic lotion and you don't know you are, and it's a vicious cycle. So hack for this, to keep it simple, because you guys, if you know me, I don't do complicated. Like I said, I do not have time for that. I take one bottle like this and I take 2 bottles like this size. So I kind of like guesstimate it. Pour it into a big, you can either pour it into a giant, like, what are those things called? They're like a glass drink thingamabob. Or you can put it in a pump bottle, and those work really well. Just because like Oliver helps with the laundry, so he's a 3-year-old, and my husband helps, and they know 3 pumps, you just pump it 3 times and you're done. So super easy. We also scent it, which I didn't bring the oils with, but sometimes we like to do like play around with the scents. We do the same thing with the Thieves Cleaner, like Christmas scents, because I'm a recovering like scentaholic, I guess. Like I love things to smell like something. It's like I don't want them to be plain and boring. And my husband's the opposite. He's like, if it has no scent, that means it's safe. And I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so I use the Christmas spirit for Christmas time. We have lemon in ours right now. When things got really crazy here, we added extra Thieves oil into this because we were spraying it on everything. And I thought, well, it's going to be good for stuff. So we did that. But we do like lavender or gentle baby, and we'll put maybe, I don't know, 30 drops in one of those pump bottles. So it's not a lot, especially if you use gentle baby. It's super, super cheap. And then we use dryer balls. We got rid of our dryer sheets, and I forgot to grab, this is what happens when you have 2 kids. My brain is like gone. Forgot to grab the dryer sheets, like our substitute ones, but it's the Seedlings baby wipes. So if you go on the site, you'll see just like a little package of baby wipes. You think it's just like plain old baby wipes, not exciting, but they're really exciting. Like, just trust me, they are. So we use them to clean everything, like on the go. Something spills in the van, something spills in the pickup. It happens a lot. It's like super handy. But you can use them for dryer sheets, and that's what I'm using for Oakland, which is our newborn, because they're really gentle, but they kind of give it that baby scent without being like super overpowering. And then these are just wool dryer balls. Mine have spots all over them because they've had oils on them. But they just really help the drying process speed up. So if you're kind of in a hurry, throw more in and you're good to go. One trick I will tell you is when you throw these in, especially in the wintertime, I don't know if this is just me, things get kind of like staticky and crazy in there. And so I'll put a dryer, good grief, a safety pin in there, pop it in. I only have to put it on one. I don't know why that is, but it works perfectly fine. Pop it back in there and it gets rid of like all the statickiness. Last thing, Oakland's crying, so better speed up. But this, if you have not gotten this is the cleaning bar, the Thieves cleaning bar. If you have littles that get grass stains on their pants or just all kinds of stains that you're like, I don't even know where that came from and I don't really want to know what it is, this works so good. Like, it takes basically every stain you've ever had out. Even when my son, he split his eyelid open months ago, I used this to get the blood out of his shirt because it was so bad. And of course, it's like, why does he have to wear his favorite shirt when that happens? And then be like, Mom, can you fix it? I'm like, we'll try. Like, thieves can do anything, right? So we use this. But it's just like it's downstairs. I just have the box up here. It's a really thick kind of yellowy color. It lasts a really long time. You just like rub it on there. Same with baby stains, because those to me are the hardest to get out. I mean, they're pretty much hopeless. but I've gotten all those green and yellow stains out of Oakland's blankets perfectly fine with this, and it works way better. But you can also use the Thieves Cleaner as a spray to spot treat stuff. Laundry time. And it works really good. But if the stain is really, really bad, then just use this stuff. So that is my tips. If you guys have questions, just leave them in the comments. But I gotta get Oakland because he's crying.
Sorry, I know it's not my turn to chat, but I had to add to that because it's funny that it's not funny what happened, but that she just mentioned her son had the cut over his eye, because literally 3 weeks ago, my daughter cut open her face and was bleeding everywhere, and was also wearing her favorite shirt, white, of course. And so we had a similar situation, but I just posted in the comments that we only just got the Thieves soap here now. So it's like I literally ordered it 2 days ago when it launched here. So we have the laundry soap, and I just took that and, well, not I, sorry, my husband, it was like, shame, she loves this shirt. We can't just toss it. And I'm like, okay, well, I mean, he's like, let's just try. And he took the Thieves laundry detergent and just put it straight onto the spots and then scrubbed it. And we washed it and it came out like perfect. It was way cleaner than before, actually, because she'd been playing outside. So yeah, amazing for that kind of thing. Okay, you guys go ahead, sorry.
All right. So I believe I'm next. And my name is Carmen De Jesus. Welcome, everybody. I hope that you are enjoying all of these tips. And so I'm going to be talking to you about the Thieves dish soap. I love this product, and I choose to talk about it because this is my go-to detergent at home, because I'm always in the kitchen. I'm always cooking, or everything happens in the kitchen in my house. And I think that every household does the point where everybody gathers. So why our dish soap is the best alternative versus a store-bought product is because our dish soap is very tough grease and grime, and also does not contains no sulfate dyes, perfumes, or any type of dyes. So it's very important that when you choose a product that you're going to be cleaning the dishes, that you're going to be putting food in it and you're going to be eating from it. So it's very important that you use something that is safe and that it would not add any type of bad stuff to the food that you're consuming. So I have here one bottle of the Thieves soap, dish soap, and this is a naturally derived and plant-based product, so which I love, and it has a citrus scent, so it smells fantastic. And when you use it, it's best when you use it with warm water, and the hotter the water it is, the more sparkling is going to be the glass is going to dry naturally nice and shiny. So I learned that at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, this is not working how I was expecting. But then as I try it and I use more warm water, and I say, oh, this is fantastic. It makes sauce. Yes, I need to see bubbles when I clean in the kitchen. So this is a really good soap, and I really like it and enjoy it. So it has the power of the Thieves essential oil that Michelle talked about at the beginning, but also is boosted with bergamot and jade lemon. So it smells amazing. And two things that I would like to mention is that do not put it in the dishwasher. And it's going to make a lot of suds. And if there's any a situation that it gets swallowed, you know what you have to do? You just need to drink plenty of water to dilute it. That's it. So that tells you how good is the product and how safe it is to use it. So I really like this. So one hack that we use, and because it's so ultra concentrated, so you just need a little bit. So you can use those sponges, or like the one that Michelle was showing. There comes some for the kitchen as well. You can just put it there and it lasts forever. But if you want to save some money, because that's how I got my husband on board with all this natural switching, it was like to keep everything on budget. So you can go ahead and divide this in and make 3 bottles of it. So I'm going to share with you how you can do that to split it. Oh, it says that it was disabled from the host, so I cannot share the picture with you. All right, so you can just go ahead and you can divide this in 3 parts. So I have here, so when you buy your first bottle and when it's gone, that you finish, don't toss it away. So you just go ahead and save them, and you put 1/3 of the bottle on each one. You're gonna fill it with distilled water, and you're gonna add a tablespoon of baking soda. Shake it well, and there you go. You're gonna have 3 bottles of it. So that is a very money saving there, and that is gonna make your husband happy that you are saving money, right? So you get that product there. Also, the other product that I'm going to talk to you about is, because I'm going to stay in the kitchen. So it's the automatic dishwasher powder. So this is a great product to have. And why it's so good? Of course, because it has the Thieves essential oil in it, and it's a plant-based formula as well. And it has natural enzymes, and it contains citric acid, and it has a soapberry fruit extract, and it's a really good product to use, and it cleans amazing your dishes. Even the toughest, and if it even dry, you can use it. And I'm telling you, the load is going to be so clean and sparkling at the end when it's going to be so good. And again, because you're going to be washing those dishes that you need to put food in it or drinks in it and consume. So that's why it's so important that you select for that good product and that is a safe product. But if you run out of this because it's so good, sometimes goes out of stock, you have an alternative to use your essential oils, and you can create your own recipe to make your own dishwasher pot. So how amazing is that? Let me see if I can, hold on, I'm sorry. There you go. Let me go back here. So let me see if it lets me to do it now. So this is another recipe, and it's so easy to make. You can make your own pots. And let me see if it lets me do it again. Yes, now I can. Thank you, whoever gave me that cue there. So, all right, so let me know if you can see it. So this one is so easy. Look at all the ingredients that you can use. I'm pretty sure that you can have that at home. And so it's so easy to make your pots, and you can even use ice cubes trays for this. You just need to mix all of these ingredients with the power of lemon essential oil, and you let it dry overnight. When you're mixing up the ingredients, when you add the vinegar, it's gonna make a little bit of the fizz. And so just add it little by little, and so it's gonna make it like crumbles, and you just tie them together on the mold. You can use the silicone mold or ice cubes trays, and just let it sit overnight for 24 hours, and they will be good to be used. And I use only 1 tap per load, and it cleans amazing as well. So this is my alternative when I run out of the Thieves dishwasher detergent. And so powder, I should say, is not detergent. And so this is a great and also money saving, budget friendly for the husband's recipe. All right, so that is everything for me. And let me stop this. There you go. So I think that we have Tracy, that she's next.
All right, I am back, and I'm going to show you one quick DIY, and then I'll get into, we'll kind of wrap it up since we're getting on time, but we appreciate you guys so much for joining us. So I'm going to show you, we have, Young Living has fantastic soap, So they've got Thieves and they have lavender. And now we have Luscious Lemon, which smells amazing. So you can buy it already made. It depends if you want to do a DIY or not. I have both, just depends. And then they also have this Thieves refill, which is fantastic. So you can use it as is because it's ready to go, or some people dilute it and extend it even further. I just use it as is just because, but either works. So you can just fill some of the soap and add like a filtered or distilled water, and you're ready to go. The other thing you can do is a DIY hand soap. It's very easy. So you just need the foaming bottle, and this one is well used, as you can see. And you get, I use the unscented Castile soap. I get the baby because it's unscented. And you would do just a third or so in your that's probably a little more, that's all right. So about a third of the Castile soap. And then you can take your oils, and I think I'm going to do, I love Thieves and orange combo. It smells really fallish, but it's very effective for cleaning. But you can change it up to whatever flavor, whatever scent you want. One I also like to do because it's very bright and clean is geranium, tea tree, and lemon. It's nice and bright and smells really good. So, but you can add anything. You can do tea tree, whatever you want to do. Lavender, whatever. So I do about 10 drops of each or so. You can make it, and I'm not counting. See, I don't do well talking and counting, so I don't even know how many drops at this point. It doesn't really matter. So you can make it as strong or as weak as you want smelling. It's totally up to you. And then I'm going to do the orange oil. So orange is a great oil to have on hand. You can add it to a lot of your DIY cleaners. It smells good in the diffuser as well. It's just very bright. The citrus oils are great for health. I love to do my Orange Vitality in my water. It's got all kinds of good properties in there that your body wants. Helps clean your body. And then you can do, if you want a little bit of extra moisturizer, you can take a squirt of Carrier. I use grapeseed a lot. That's one of my favorites, but I also have calendula oil that I had steeped. So that's a very healing oil to have. So I just do a squirt or two of that. It doesn't need much, otherwise it's going to get really oily. And then some distilled water. And then that's all you do. You top it off. You don't want to overfill it because you have the foamer in there, so you don't want to overfill it. And then shake it up and you're ready to go. Easy, quick. It takes, as you can, and I'm splattering water on my glasses. It's like 2 minutes and you're good to go. So you can, if you want your little kids like a certain scent, you could have it in their bathroom for something fun. Whatever, that's the fun of it. You can have fun and use whatever you want. Right now, I'm really liking Thieves because Thieves is good for everything, especially these past several months. But with these things also, they get clogged after a while. And just take like a knife or a fork tine or something sharp and just clean it out, rinse it with some warm water, and you're good to go. That's a normal thing. All right, so I think that's it on our DIYs. And if you guys have any questions or if you have ideas on what you're using, please share, because we are always learning something new. Everybody does things differently, which is fantastic. Even after all these years I've been here, I still learn different things. So we really want to thank you for spending time with us and taking this time. I was calling it like a lunch and learn, and just being here with us. So if you already are using Young Living, great. Maybe this will give you some other ideas how to use your products and how to extend some of them. And if you're not, then we want to invite you to contact the person that invited you to this class. And they will help you get started, because with all of us, we have really been able to replace so many things in our home, like the air fresheners, the dryer sheets, candles, cleaners, healthcare or personal care products like shower, bath stuff. And I like to think of it like every oil that I'm using or every cleaning product I'm using is a chemical that I'm not using and putting on my body and in my family. So it's just we've really noticed a difference with our respiratory. So we had kind of like nagging coughs, and we would get headaches, and several other issues. And there was some long-term ramifications that can happen from this. So it's just really nice to be able to replace very easily, and actually very cost effective, because as you can see, it lasts for quite a while. So there are a couple ways that you can get started. The first one, you can either get the premium starter kit, which has oils and a diffuser, which it also has Thieves. And then you can order your Thieves household cleaner or your laundry detergent. And there's something we have called Essential Rewards, and I'll explain that. Or you can get started with the Thieves starter kit, and that has several of the Thieves items that we've gone over. It does not have the laundry soap, and it does have toothpaste and mouthwash, that kind of stuff. So there are different ways, and we can, the person who invited you can definitely share which is best for you and your family. When you do get started, you're definitely going to want to look into Essential Rewards. So that's what we consider our wellness box, and we just get it every month. We order online through Young Living, and instead of me going to Target or Walmart, where I was getting nothing back from Walmart, but 5% off at Target, I now earn 25% back, and I'm racking up all these points for free stuff from Young Living. We've gotten well over $10,000 worth of free stuff since we started, and that's in addition, and then there's a bunch of other oils and stuff that we get throughout the month for free. You are not obligated in any way, but if you enroll with one of your premium starter kits, you're automatically going to get points back as well as free oils, because you spend a certain amount and Young Living gives you free oils. So you're going to get an additional one, and I'm totally drawing a blank on the free one this month, but someone I'm sure knows, and they can type it in there. But that's the beauty of it. And then if you decide, well, if it's not for me, then you can get off. It's not a big deal. However, when you get started, we don't want you to just get it just to get it. That's not why we're doing this. This is a lifestyle change, and it doesn't have to be overwhelming or all at once. And you can, wherever you are at is perfect. So you can start slowly, you can jump all in, whatever you are comfortable with is where you need to be. And then you have all of us to help you. This is an amazing community. That's been another huge perk with joining Young Living. And our family, our Oily family, the ladies in here, we're all cross-line. We're not even in like the same team. We're cross-line, and we work so well. And it's just, I can't say enough about it. There's been so many friendships and so much just working together. It's really fantastic. So you want to be part of this team. I can promise you that. Sorry about that. So 1 second. Ryan, shh. Yep. Okay. So this is real life around here in the Jones household. But if you're thinking of ways that you can help, that your family can be helped, or that you know, even if you are a Young Living member, you're like, oh my gosh, my mom, my sister, my best friend, my neighbor could use this. Then we can help you reach out to them as well. There are so many ways that to join. There's not just one certain way. And like I said before, we can meet you where you're at. So if you have any questions, or if anyone wants to add anything else, we're happy to hear it, or happy to answer any questions. And thank you so much for joining us.